Good morning, students. This is the seventh video of the chapter Nationalism in Europe. And in this video, we are going to discuss unification of Italy. We already discussed that how Germany was unified, what were the driving forces behind unification of Germany, and we came to understand the role of liberals or middle class in the formation of Germany. And we came to know also the reason for their failure. Now here we are going to discuss unification of Italy. We already discussed that after the Congress of Vienna that took place in 1815, the land of Italy was divided. So after the Congress of Vienna, the land of Italy was divided. Austria was given the northern part of Italy, particularly the provinces of Venetia and Lombardy. So here we can see here in this particular map, that Lombardy, Venetia, it was given to the Austria through this treaty. Similarly, the Spanish Bourbon king, he was given the kingdom of Two Sicily. So here you can see in the yellow portion on the bottom side, kingdom of the Two Sicily. So this entire southernmost part of Italy was given to the Spanish Bourbon king. So we can easily understand that how the parts of Italy was divided and how it was given to different empires through the Treaty of Vienna. Like northern part was given to Austria, southernmost part was given to Spanish king, Bourbon dynasty king, and the middle part was given to Pope. He controlled the papal states under French protection since 1848. So this is how we can understand that Italy was not united. It was completely fragmented. Yes, only one part was there, that was Sardinia Piedmont. It has been shown in orange color. And here we can understand that how this Sardinia Piedmont, it was ruled over by Victor Emmanuel II, who was the real successor of Italian king. But rest of the part was subdivided. It was fragmented among different kings, and different kings were enjoying the different parts of Europe. So this is how Italy was completely fragmented into 7 pieces. One by one, how they got connected, how Italy assumed a single shape, and how Italy finally became a nation. We are going to discuss this. In order to understand this, we need to understand here that finally how it took place like this. And we have to understand also that how Italy was unified. Now, who was the leaders of unification? We need to understand also here that who are the leaders behind the unification of Italy. So basically 3 leaders name has been mentioned here. One name is Mazzini, Garibaldi and Cavour. So we can see they are represented through different organs of the body. Like Mazzini was the heart of Italy, Garibaldi was the muscle of Italy, and Cavour was the brain of Italy. So contribution of all these 3 were very important, and finally Italy was unified. So first of all, we are going to discuss about Giuseppe Mazzini. What was the contribution of Mazzini? He formed a nationalist group known as Young Italy in 1832, and he called for an end to foreign rule and unification of Italy based on the common language and culture of the people. As we already discussed that Italy was given to different monarchs, and the Mazzini, Cavour, these all were revolutionary. They were against the monarchy. They wanted to end the monarchy, and this is why the Mazzini moved against the monarchs, and he put all his effort to remove the monarchy from the Italy. Now, apart from that, Cavour was another prime minister. He was the prime minister of Sardinia Piedmont. As we already discussed that only Sardinia Piedmont was the part of Italy that was succeeded by original Italian king. So he was the prime minister. Cavour was the prime minister. He used diplomatic techniques to increase the power of Sardinia Piedmont. Apart from that, the most important leader was the Garibaldi. Garibaldi was the volunteer leader. He was a leader of the Red Shirts, Italian nationalist group. And finally, in 1860, he gained control over the 2 kingdom of Sicily. And he was the person who helped a lot in the unification of south to the north. So his contribution is equally important. Now we need to understand here that 1859 Italian unification, 1859. So what was special about the Italian unification? We need to understand that Cavour was the most diplomatic or most clever person. So he came in agreement with Napoleon III of France, and finally he asked help from Napoleon to remove the Austria from the northern part of Italy, that is from Lombardy and Venetia. So when the Cavour got help from Napoleon III of France, he gained control over the northern part of Italy. So this is how the Austrian king power minimized, or Austrian king was removed from the northern part of Italy. Cavour provoked the war with Austria also. A combined French Sardinian army who also won two quick victories against Austria. So finally, with the effort of Cavour, the Austrians became weak, and once they became weak, they left the northern part of Italy. And this is how the Italy, the finally Lombardia and Venetia was now under the control of old Italy. Now, similarly, after 1860, Italian unification 1860. Secretly, Cavour was helping nationalist rebels in southern Italy. However, he would not send the Piedmontese army, as we know that some certain limitations were there. In May 1860, a small army of Italian nationalists, 1,000 Red Shirts members were there, and they were led by Garibaldi. He sailed from Genoa and aided by Sicilian revolt, forcing the Bourbon army out of Sicily. So basically, with the help of Garibaldi, the south part of Italy, that was mainly known as Kingdom of Sicily, it was controlled, and it was finally the king got removed. So here also Spanish king got removed from the. So we came to understand that Austria, who was ruling the northern part, he was removed. Similarly, Spanish king who was controlling the southern part of Italy, he was also removed. No, now the northern Italy part became independent. And after Garibaldi took complete control and became leader of the southern Italy, the people voted in a second plebiscite to unite with the north. So this is how, with the effort of Garibaldi, now south part of Italy got united with the north part, under the control of Victor Emmanuel II, who was the real leader, who was the real Italian king, and he was controlling Sardinia, Piedmont at that time. Now, what was the condition of Papal State? That was the middle part of Italy, that was controlled by Pope. So here also Garibaldi sails for Rome, intending to defeat it. He loses and is imprisoned briefly. In 1864, Victor Emmanuel II meets with Napoleon III and negotiates the withdrawal of French troops within 2 years, and finally Florence became capital. So we need to understand middle part also got connected here. Got it? Now, Italian unification. Finally, 1866, Italy joined Prussia in a war against Austria, and when the Prussians won, Italy reward was Venetia. So we need to understand this is how finally Italy got united. Now we need to understand finally 1870, French troops withdraw from Rome so that they could fight in the Franco-Prussian War. Italian forces seized Rome. Rome was declared capital of Italy, and after its unification in 1878. So finally 1871 was the year in which Italy got unified. We need to understand this is how finally Italy became unified in 1871. So this is all about in this video. Thank you.